Hey everyone, I hope you are doing well, and it's a time to spring into spring. Welcome to spring, y'all. It's been a great time here in Southern California. Just recently had a lot of rain, but now with springtime, got to see a lot of the nature stuff come up, and with spring, we also have a brand new meta here in Pokemon Go, Go Battle League, and this is a meta known as the Spring Cup. And in the Spring Cup, there are 3 types of Pokemon that are allowed, and this is in the Great League format: the Grass types, the Water types, and the Fairy types. And also, the Pokemon Toxapex is banned just because it is defensively very bulky, hits a lot of the meta for super effective damage. So yeah, that's why it's banned. But yeah, in any case, just wanted to showcase to you guys a team that I saw from another content creator named HomesliceHenry. He's a great battler, runs a lot of spice. So if you guys are interested to check out his content, feel free to take a look at his channel, give his videos a like and subscribe if you wish to, and yeah, just support his channel as well. And yeah, here in this team, just going to be showcasing just a pretty solid team, I think, in my opinion. Pretty balanced one. Although it's double ground, I guess, double weak to ground in the back, I think. So that's the premise of this team, basically. Abomasnow in the lead with Powder Snow, Weather Ball, and Energy Ball. And then Galarian Weezing as the safe swap with Fairy Wind, Brutal Swing, and Overheat. And Tentacruel in the back with Acid Spray and Scald. And I will say, though, this team is a lot of fun, and I was able to get some positive sets here with this team on my alt account, just trying it out. And I had a lot of fun. All 3 of these Pokemon are great to use, and just kind of have to work your way around certain matchups given the situation. But overall, I think this team is pretty flexible. So without further ado, going to go ahead and get straight into the commentary here in the second match of this set. Here we see a bad lead, Abomasnow into a Tentacruel, so I'm going to have to swap out. And the only thing here is I don't really have a hard check to a Tentacruel in the back, aside from my own Tentacruel. But I'm going to swap into my Galarian Weezing anyway, just to start getting some nice damage here. And just go ahead and let this move go. Can tank it, whatever it is. They end up going for a Scald, which unfortunately does end up debuffing my attack. And I'm going to go straight for the Overheat here. Even though it is single debuff at this point, it will still deal a very nice chunk of damage here to this Jump Bluff, taking down over half of its hit points. So that's actually pretty awesome. And they're actually running Bullet Seed. I would say you'd want to run Fairy Wind at this point, just for a little bit faster energy generation. And yeah, they take me out there with that Acrobatics, which is fine. This way I can get a good farm down here with the Abomasnow. And yeah, I'm able to leave this matchup with almost an Energy Ball stored against the Tentacruel when it chooses to come back in. So what I'm going to do here is throw one more Powder Snow and then throw the Energy Ball. This will be doing some very, very nice damage here to the Tentacruel, getting it into the red. And now at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and swap into my own Tentacruel. And they actually do throw a move here, which is fine. They're going to go straight for an Acid Spray, just to debuff my defense by 2 stages. And that's okay. And they actually swap into a Trevenant, which is fine. Just going to go ahead and go straight for my own Acid Spray here. I am double debuffed now, though, so I do have to watch my health at this point. But that's fine. These Poison Jabs, even though they're only neutral, are going to start adding up here against the Trevenant. Gonna go straight for another Acid Spray as soon as I get to it. I really want to start to ramp up the Poison Jab damage that the Tentacruel can provide. So as you can see here, now these Poison Jabs are really starting to chunk. And at this point, I actually do decide to let my Tentacruel go. I do want it to start getting some more energy against the Abomasnow, and I will be committing a shield here. Abomasnow with a shield advantage, and some energy can pretty much threaten a lot of things here in this meta. And they do come back in here with a Tentacruel, and they realize that they have no health, and they concede the match. So great game, very well played to my opponent. Alright, hopping into the next battle here, we have Abomasnow into a Dewgong. So this is actually a pretty neutral matchup across the board. It does favor the Dewgong though, just because I'm running Powder Snow on my Abomasnow versus Razor Leaf. So I'm going to go straight for the Energy Ball here. I want to get an early shield from this Dewgong, and it does, and then I do get a shield, and I end up swapping into my Galarian Weezing. So this is fine. Just going to tank this move, whatever it is, and they're going to go ahead and debuff me with an Icy Wind, which is okay. They're going to swap into an Abomasnow, and I am going to go straight for the Overheat. No baiting here. Want to get rid of this Abomasnow or force a shield, and boom, there goes the Abomasnow. Perfect. And yeah, that really did a whole lot of damage, and at this point, I am now 3 stages debuffed against the Dewgong that decides to come back in, which is fine. I'm going to go ahead and go for another Overheat here. It still does a very good chunk of damage, even though it is 3 stages debuffed now. As you can see, now it's getting the Dewgong into the yellow. Probably did about a good 25% there, I would say. But I'm going to go ahead and let this move go. The Weezing has done its job, taking switch, and yeah, that is fine. I'm going to come in with the Tentacruel here right away. It does have a more favorable matchup here against the Dewgong. So that is fine. Again, I don't need to shield anything here from the Dewgong. Everything is resisted. And they're going to go ahead and debuff my attack with an Icy Wind, which is okay. Going to overfarm a little bit more, and in comes another Trevenant. So this is perfect. I'm going to go ahead and go straight for the Acid Spray here, wanting to debuff their defense. And I'm going to go ahead and overfarm here just a little bit more, bank a move, and I end up catching a move here on the Abomasnow, which is fine. If it's a Shadow Ball, so be it, but they end up actually just throwing a C-Bomb, which is even better for me. What I'm going to try to do now at this point is try to farm as much as I can. And I am going to shield this one just because I want to be able to threaten the Dewgong with an Energy Ball as soon as it comes back in. So they do go for the Shadow Ball here, good shield from me. And I'm going to go ahead and get the farm down at this point. And again, no baiting here, just going to go straight for the Energy Ball as soon as I get it. This is either going to be forcing the last shield from the Dewgong or knocking it out. And the opponent is going to let it go. So that's going to be a game. Well played to my opponent. Alright, hopping into the next match here, we have Abomasnow into a Victory Bell, normal Victory Bell. This is a favorable matchup here for me, just because I'm resisting the Razor Leafs, and they end up swapping into the Alolan Ninetales here. And this is actually a pretty interesting matchup. I think it would have been favorable for me to go into the Tentacruel, and they actually have Psyshock, which is surprising. So I'm going to go ahead and bait with a Brutal Swing. This is a pretty risky bait, but I did build enough to go past the Overheat a little bit. They do shield, which is perfect. And now I should be able to make an Overheat here just before I go down. And this is either going to KO the Ninetales or get the shield, and they do let it go. Boom, very nice. And in is going to come in Jellicent, so this is actually surprising. But I have a pretty good check in Abomasnow. The Tentacruel doesn't really want to see the Jellicent at all here. So I am going to let this move go, although this Jellicent is actually running Ice Beam and does quite a bit of damage. So this is actually okay. And they come back in here with the Victory Bell, and now I'm going to swap into the Tentacruel. So this is fine. Any move that the Victory Bell throws at the Tentacruel is going to be resisted, but I am still going to shield out of caution, just because of the Leaf Blade damage is pretty oppressive, and I'm going to build up to almost 2 Acid Sprays here. I definitely do want to get some more energy though, so I do undercharge the Acid Spray. And this is perfect, so now I leave with an Acid Spray loaded against the Jellicent when it comes back in. So this is perfect. Now I'm going to go straight for the Acid Spray here against the Jellicent. And this is going to not do anything at all. But again, I do have a shield. So this is fine. I'm going to have to come back in with the Abomasnow, of course. So I'm going to bait here with the Weather Ball first. And then I have enough energy for the Energy Ball. And because I did debuff the... I'll actually go for a Weather Ball, expecting them to shield. But at this point, 3 Weather Balls is more than enough here to take out the Jellicent. So this next Weather Ball does get the shield. And then I'm pretty safely shielding here. I just need to get to a Weather Ball at this point. And this should be plenty enough to take out the Jellicent. So I do correctly shield a Shadow Ball there, which is fine. And I have to shield anyway. So yeah, this Weather Ball is going to come in, and it is going to be more than enough here to take out the Jellicent after one more Powder Snow. And that's going to be a good game. Well played to my opponent there. And hopping into the final battle of the set, we have Abomasnow into Shadow Mawile. So this is a pretty big problem here. So I'm going to swap into my Weezing. It's not much of a better response here to the Mawile. I'm going to be careful for them to catch. And they actually swap into a Credilli, which is also a pretty big core breaker here for this team. It really does well against the Tentacruel and the Abomasnow, but more so against the Abomasnow just because of the Stone Edge, making it pretty good there, with the Stone Edge being super effective against the Abomasnow. Gonna go straight for some brutal swings here against the Shadow Credilli that came in. Going to throw again here. This looks like it was a CMP tie. And yeah, this is either going to be forcing a shield or taking out the Credilli. So they actually shield, which is fine. I'm going to go ahead and shield this move. I do want to keep switch advantage here. I don't want the Mawile to be aligned with my Abomasnow. So I am going to farm a little bit more here and then throw again on another CMP tie. Just reaching this Brutal Swing just in time. And this is going to get the final shield from the Credilli. So I am going to let this move go. If it's a Grass Knot, it won't be enough to KO. But unfortunately, it is a Stone Edge, so this will be able to KO my Weezing. So kind of a tough choice here. Do have to come in with the Abomasnow. I do want to farm down a little bit more. I am going to have to swap out though immediately when I see the Mawile come back in, and they end up coming back in here with the Mawile. Yep, they come with the Mawile, and they are not swapping out just yet. So that means they might have something else in the back that doesn't want to see this Tentacruel, and of course it ends up being a Jump Bluff. So that's perfect. I am going to go straight for the Acid Spray here. And it's actually, yeah, so this is good for me. This is fine. It's actually a Shadow Jump Bluff, so I actually didn't notice that at first when I was battling. And this Acrobatics is going to do a boatload of damage here, getting me deep into the red. And now my play here is just to farm down this Jump Bluff. And what I'm going to do here is go for a Scald right now, but of course I lose CMP, which is unfortunate. Have to shield this move. It will do a little bit of damage. It's just a Power Punch, which is fine. I'm going to go straight for the Scald here. This is going to do big damage here to the Mawile. It's almost not enough to KO, but I'm just going to swap into Abomasnow here. I have the Weather Ball. They're forced to throw. But a Power Punch will not KO from this range. And I do, even though I lose CMP here, the Weather Ball will definitely be enough to KO the Mawile from this range. So yeah, that is going to be a good game. Very well played to my opponent there. And yeah, that's the team for this first set of Spring Cup videos here that I wanted to show you all. This has been a very fun meta so far. Definitely have had yeah, a lot of success with a couple different teams that I've been trying, but this one was the first team that I saw, and yeah, definitely a lot of potential. Weezing is a great safe swap, a pretty good generalist here in this meta, and Tentacruel, of course, you can shut down a lot of the grass types, barring Ferrothorn and Trevenant, but you just have to watch out for Lantern and maybe Swampert, but again, because of all the grass types, you really won't be seeing a lot of Swamperts here in the meta. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to check out my content. If you guys enjoyed this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up, and also be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel if you find this content to be interesting to you. And yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching again, and I'll see you guys in the next one.